Hey everybody, it's Dereck with the Brew and doing a Devos with Dereck. Hope everything's going well with you guys. It's been a crazy year so far for me, so I haven't been able to keep up with the Devos, do some stories once a week or at least once a month. Really crazy. But I'm back here to speak with you guys. Got my coffee since it's on the Brew for coffee. Brewed it myself at home. What I wanted to talk today was faith. And how I wanted to go about with talking about faith is earlier this year, there was a guy who was interviewed for walking across Antarctica by himself with all the gear he needed. And he was talking about there were times the winds and the storms were so bad, all he could do to keep moving was look down at his compass. He had a little compass that directed him. No smartphone, no GPS, his compass, where you know north, south, east, west. To put your faith in a little compass, knowing, trusting that it would work. That's the other thing. Trust and faith in these stories today kind of go together. To have trust in your compass that it won't break, that the magnetic systems with the Earth won't get crossed being at the south of the bottom of the Earth. I think the magnetic streams or pull would be crossed, but he said, nope, I trusted me and my compass, and we made it across. The other story I wanted to tell you guys about is in Exodus. There's a story of Moses. He did a lot, but the chapter or section I want to talk about is they were doing battles against different armies. And in this stage, it was him, his brother Aaron, and this guy Hur. And I was like, Hur. Really cool name, spelled Hur. But it turns out it was his brother-in-law, Miriam, who's his sister, that he finds out later. The whole story, backstory, another chapter later, maybe next week or next month. Moses, Aaron, and Hur went to the top of the mountain. And when Moses raised his hands and prayed to God, they won. When his arms fell, they lost. He trusted Aaron and Hur to help him in this, where Aaron and Hur stood alongside him and held his arms up. And as long as they kept him up, they won the battles. And they ended up winning the whole thing. They won the war. But it took having faith in his brother and brother-in-law to stand next to him and hold his arms up. The amount of trust it takes to do that is astronomical. That's what we need in our lives, is someone who we can trust, like Aaron and Hur, like with Moses, that could be your backup. To where when you're falling apart, you're hitting a storm, and you're like, oh man, I can't make it one more feet. I can't make it another day. Call on your buddy that you can trust that much, where they can uphold you up and talk with you and encourage you and help you make it another day, another week, another month. Earlier this year, I had a seizure that almost cost me my life, according to my family. I don't remember it. They do. But after that, I was really weak and my brain was scattered and all that. It took family and friends to come alongside me and hold me up and to guide me, as I couldn't stand on my own feet or my mind. It was crazy. They came alongside me and helped me through it. The other story that talks about trust and faith in, I believe it was Luke 5, there's a story about the guy who gets dropped through a roof. 5 guys come up there. It's 5 buddies. 4 of them are carrying their buddy who's paralyzed on a mat. And it's packed to the brim, packed house. There's no room to walk in. They can't get him anywhere. They say, you know what, dude? You're in such bad shape. We're going to go on top of the roof. They end up cutting a hole in this gentleman's roof of the house and dropping their friend through the roof. And Jesus says, because of the faith of your friends, which, from my perspective, when you're paralyzed, it also takes the trust and faith in your buddies. Man, I'm pretty heavy. I don't think you can drop me. I think you're just going to drop me. And they're like, no, man, we got you. This is the backstory. I believe it's the guys going, you guys got this? You're pretty strong? And they're like, yes, we have your back. We will drop you through this roof and Jesus will heal you. And another story where it takes faith and trust in your friends to get to know Jesus. In times, there are moments in life when you're in a battle or scenario in this chapter of your life, and it's really tough, and you don't think you can make it another second, Go to your friends that you trust with all your heart, that know you and want to help you make it through. And those are the friends like the 5 buddies dropping them through the roof, or Moses trusting on Aaron and Hur to help hold his arms up. And that's in Exodus, I believe it was 17. Um, those are the people you need alongside you when you're going through hard times. That's all I got for today. This is Dereck with Devos with Dereck. Have some coffee and trust in the Lord. Peace.